June 22nd, 9:51 a.m. District Court. Nick? Yeah? Did you know that Von Karma's daughter is only 18? Oh, she's 18. Just like me. I thought she was 17. Well, I guess I should apologize to Dark Soul. She's legal. Just like me. So you're 18 now, too. You were 17 when we started. Yeah, why? I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time all by herself, and she's so grown up. Yeah, and I'm sure she's felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. And then you look at me and, well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm the suspect in a murder trial. But I think you're really strong too, Maya. For all you've gone through. Good morning. The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Hey, morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother is coming today to show her support. Yeah, that's right, Pearly. Hey, Pearls? Yes, Mr. Nick? Do you think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Maya today, too? Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch. Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help. Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. Pearly, not this again. Please, can you do this for us, Pearls? Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later, then. I'll leave you two to your alone time. Oh, thank goodness. Nick, this way Pearls won't be able to see Troday's trial. What do you mean? What's going on? Your aunt's about to be a dick. June 22nd, 10 a.m., District Court. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Let's start already. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The matte image of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. All over the world, huh? Sounds like you've made quite the name for yourself, Phoenix. Don't be foolish. You foolish fool wearing the foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I'm the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. Uh-huh. That's nice, Miss Von Karma. Glad to see you're in such good spirits today, Miss Fey. It's true what they say. Women really are scary when they fight. Now then, a very interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session. That the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes. And this key is proof of that. This key, the only key to the channeling chamber, was not where it should have been. Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin. Alright, let's hear it. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of the arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What? But, Miss Von Karma, then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying, then, that the person in this picture is not the defendant? I never said that wasn't the defendant. And then what is the meaning of this? All I'm saying is that the Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room. And I believe that this is when she dropped this key. Can you substantiate your claim? Isn't that what I'm here for? The prosecution would like to call the defendant Aunt Morgan Fey to the stand. Just as I suspected, Aunt Morgan. Poor Mia, she seems really torn by this. Always drinking your tea. Looks like a cup of cum, though, because it has a look. Witness name and occupation. My name is Morgan Fey, and I am a spirit medium in a manner of speaking. I'm sorry, but what do you mean in a manner of speaking? I don't think anyone really cares. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya then. Spirit severing technique? A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world, that is. Yes, that is. You be quiet. Now, witness. Something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. What in the world could have... Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room. What? And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while in possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber. Order. Miss Fey, please testify to this court what happened during that time. Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante of this trial. Excuse me. Maya's escape. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from the Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck, and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Uh-huh. Why have you hidden this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. That's right. She is simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Wright. Why is she making it a point to take a stab at me? Never mind. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. My aunt is a very smart and sly person. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. Oh, but we will. Because we have to win. That's how the game works. If we didn't, that'd be weird. Maya's escape. After we heard the gunshot, these two broke the door open and entered the chamber. Just now you said these two. Who were the two people you were referring to? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lotta's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply could not understand her atrocious English, not to mention she looked awful. I can already see people in the Heartland gearing up for a riot. In any case, I have already sent the repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Oh, thanks. What did you do after that, Miss Fay? I requested that Mr. Wright. Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. Yes, that is a very good point. At that time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which there was another. Another what, madame? Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. I want to hear the end of that sentence. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of that room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply do not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the goodest sir and that cameraman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself. Bitch. Well, that was very noble, you Miss Fay. This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Miss Fay, please continue. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand and she was in a daze. During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head. And this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this statement? I'm afraid I don't. The testament I gave you was a lie. But why would you lie about something like that? It is very painful for me to say this, however. Objection! The witness was lying to cover for the defendant. She was covering for Maya. So, you were covering for the defendant? Well, yes, it was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected. So something unexpected? What, pray tell, did she... This witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you would want to know what this unexpected thing was, there's always later. Yes, very well. Ugh. Why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? No, witness, continue with what happened. And then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped the room. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit such a thing, however, yes. But you are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There is no way she could have easily escaped from you so easily. Objection! Have you forgotten already, Mr. Wright? What about this picture? Remember that time the defendant was not physically Maya Fey. Growing old is such a mysterious thing, trust me, I know firsthand. Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. But if she had run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away? Well, yes, I would have, however... With great strength, she hit me at the base of the neck and I fainted for a short while. You fainted? I became dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor. How long were you unconscious? I'm not sure, about 10 minutes perhaps? And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time. Happy witness, elaborate on that point for us. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of what she went after that. Is that because you were unconscious? Why, yes. Great. Well, now what? So while you were unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went? I would think that's obvious, good sir. If that's true, then how can you know for sure the defendant left the channeling chamber at all? Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself. It's true that the witness is not able to confirm this, but the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It means she has another witness up her sleeve, that's what. It looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness. That's enough. From what I can tell, there's nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what it said, we can establish that Maife did leave the chamber. I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt. Now let us to the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber? Yes, yes. That is exactly what we should be... be quiet, you. Now then, what the escapee had done was she had gone to speak with a certain person. She went to speak with someone? Who was it? The prosecution calls Miss Eenie Meenie, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Eenie Meenie? I think you can see where this is headed. Yep. Witness, name, and occupation. Okay, so my name is like Eenie Meenie. I'm like researching like parapsychology stuff at the university. What is this parapsychology? Let's see. It's like, I guess, most people call it occult stuff. Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means. Then I suggest you go home and research it yourself. Yes, sir. Now then, Miss Meenie. After the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maife. Is that correct? Well, I guess. If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is all right, isn't it, Your Honor? Yes, sir. For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine for my sake. After the murder. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Like, a little later, someone came into the room, like, really suddenly. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I, like, hadn't seen her in, like, so long. I was so happy in, like, a sad way. My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible. Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person that entered was your sister? Don't you mean the defendant, Maife? Really now, Your Honor? Maife was still in the middle of the channeling at the time. Are you saying the spirit wasn't the spirit of the witness's sister? Yes, Mimi Minnie. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. Oh, well, this is... Witness. Like, yeah? In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what that terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Like, do I totally, like, really have to? Of course. Miss Meenie, please. You can tell that the Von Karma's being nice to her, because they know. My sister, like, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it, Eenie? I don't believe you're Eenie. I believe you're Meenie. She took her revenge? Are you sure that's what she said? Yes. There. Are you satisfied, Your Honor? I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge. It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. The end. What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for. This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Yeah, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind this tapestry of lies. Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine the witness. We'll hope that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you'll make this one more interesting than the last. After the murder. Was that because of your sesame allergy? Sesame allergy, was it? Like, that's right. I think there was sesame seeds in the lunch they served that day. I had this premonition that I was going to totally be a seedy day. Yes, indeed. I see. And I'm the only one who missed the boat here? Anyway, so you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping? A little later, someone came into the room, blah, blah, blah. Do you know the time? Maybe a little before 11 a.m., something like that, I think. 11 a.m.? Yeah, my stomach is totally ready for, food. No, I think you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what time it is now. I meant what time it was when someone came into your room. Oh, so like that's what you meant. Like you should have been more like clear about it. Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. Like it's really. That's it? Why'd you stop mid-sentence? Did I? So like, what was I talking about again? Never mind. Witness, how about this person who entered the room? It was like, oh my god, my sister. Are you absolutely sure? I guess. You guess? Was it or was it not your sister who entered? Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I'm an only child. But more than that, she managed to mess up the question with her answer. Well, Mr. Wright, the defense rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how do you feel when you saw Miss Mimi Minnie? You were happy in a sad way? Yeah, like, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But, like, maybe if I was, like, someone who didn't know about, like, the occult, but I, like, know all about the Kurain channeling technique. The point here is the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. Yeah, like, what she said. Should I drop this line question further? So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to, like, think anything was strange. Yeah, there was blood, but... Ow. Don't keep badgering her. You know the phrase objection, could you try using that once in a while? Mr. Wright? This question of what the witness felt when she saw her sister. Is it really that important? It's very important. It is very important, although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet, but I got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Alright. Mr. Wright, Miss Meany, please amend your testimony. Like, okay. That's weird. Apparently the dryer's off, and apparently the dryer's connected to my TV. Like, okay, I'm like totally cool with that. I was like scared I wasn't like scared at all, and like her costume looked totally like normal, but it was covered in blood. My sister, she like told me something like totally terrible. So there was nothing odd at all about your sister's appearance? Like, yeah, nothing was like weird. Mia's talking to herself like she's found something wrong. That's impossible. Like, is everything okay? Can I like go on? Alright, I'm gonna get this out of the way. I'm gonna play this one, just something terrible. Huh? Like, didn't I just like tell you about it? Didn't you forget already? Foolish fool, blah blah blah. Well, excuse me, my princess. Don't bother asking. Okay. Okay, we're good. I know what it is. I know what it is. Let's go. That was a very well-spun lie, Miss Eni. What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. Stealing my lines? Now, are we, Phoenix? Miss Meany, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Like, yeah, and? But I don't think that's what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Miss Meany, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat. Order. Miss Meany, what is the meaning of this? Miss Meany? I'm thinking, don't interrupt me. And what are you stammering about, Your Honor? That witness, her personality did a complete 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. First of all, calm yourself, witness. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to snap. Now, hurry up with the testimony. If you please. Ugh, the judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's going to be. After the murder, part 2. Like, the side room was, like, kind of dark, you know? So, like, the costume is, like, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And I, like, persuaded my sister... it wasn't, like, right to do something like that. And then, like, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood. You think? You think? Like, thanks, Gramps. Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? Alright, I guess not. Very well. You may question the witness. I am never satisfied. In many ways. Like, the side room was, like, kind of dark, you know. Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room. Don't push your subjective opinions onto this court. Like, that's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Miss Minnie's? You are such a hopeless cause. A witness, you may feel free to ignore this trite little man. Like, okay. Ugh, can't breathe. Let me out of here. So, like, the costume, blah blah. You didn't see the blood. Like, yeah. But she must have had the gun with her at that time as well. That's, Are you gonna tell me next that you didn't notice the gun either? I, like, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, like, her face. Continue. And I was, like, persuaded. And what was your sister, Miss Mimi Minnie, like at the time? Well, she was, like, totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think, like, she knew. She did something really bad. And she said she wanted to go with me to, like, apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mimi's spirit really say all that to you? Like, yeah. And then, like, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Was your sister calm by that time? Like, I guess so. I guess maybe, like, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, like, made her feel a lot better. I'd like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix Wright, the sooner the better. She says with her whip at the ready. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? May I ask you one more thing, Miss Minnie? Like, sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? Like, what do you mean? When you... I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. No, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now that's... Hey, Carter, I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court. You think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber is all important? It's very important. I ask because it's very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. Yes, you do. Very well. Miss Minnie, if you will, please include a testament about this in your testimony. Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, like, didn't see anyone on the way to, like, the channeling chamber. Try to remember that time. Oh, like, I remember, I totally didn't see anyone on the way. I guess this really is a dead end. Something you finally pull out of the witness is never a dead end, Phoenix. It's good, I can't find anything wrong. Phoenix, the judge believes this has me. If you don't find something sort of hitch in her statement, he'll end the trial. I know. We have to give it another shot. I know what it is. Probably profile first.
Objection! Yes.
You say that you didn't see anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. However, that is impossible. Like, what do you mean? I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. Interesting, you have a semi-intelligent look on your face, so what about this child? It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. The garden? Yep, which means anyone walking through the area would have seen her. So, Miss Minnie, what do you have to say about that? Oh, ghost. Yarr. As the court can see, she's a bit of an airhead. Also, she was leading her sister at that time. Do you honestly think she would have noticed a simple child playing? Preposterous. It's not preposterous and I can prove it. What sort of foolish? There's no way someone walking along the winding would not have noticed Pearl. This urn is my proof. An old cracked clay pot. What is that going to prove? Do you know why it's cracked? It's because Pearl broke it, that's why. She broke the urn? Yeah, why do I feel like you're about to ruin my beautiful day? This urn was broken around the time the channeling started. Ah, and Pearl was the one who put it back together. while sitting right in the middle of the winding way. What? Miss Minnie. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Minnie. You are a masterful liar. Miss Wright, Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say. The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Minnie, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was like sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? There's no way. Your lies end here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible because there's clearly a contraindication here. Contraindication? Where is this contraindication? Oh. I don't know.